Introduction. Everyone knows the feeling of powerlessness when it seems life isn't going according to plan. I myself wandered for years in a labyrinth of doubts and failures until I discovered the 7 mirror principles. This knowledge changed everything. I want to share them with you so that you too can gain the power to control your reality and start living the life of your dreams. If you're truly ready for significant changes, this video is for you. At the end, I'll share a practice that will help you break out of any negative scenario and teach you to ride the wave of luck and success. So let's go through all 7 mirror principles in order. First mirror principle. The surrounding world reflects your attitude towards it. Imagine two people waking up on the same gloomy morning. Both had a bad day yesterday and their mood is far from ideal, but one of them, let's call him Mike, immediately plunges into negativity. Oh great, rain again. Terrible mood, work's a mess, and there'll probably be miles of traffic jams. The other, let's call him Dave, tries to find positive aspects. Rain is wonderful, the air is clean and fresh. I'll sort out work, it's not the first time. And traffic jams? Well, I can listen to an audiobook. Do you see how their attitude to the same morning shapes a completely different mindset? And they will have completely different consequences, because the world is a mirror, and it reflects our thoughts, emotions, and expectations. As physicist David Bohm, author of quantum theory, said, thought has a tremendous influence on how we perceive the world, and consequently on how we see it. Mike, focusing on the negative, programmed himself for a difficult, irritating day, and most likely, that's how it will be. Dave, on the other hand, by finding positive aspects, opened himself up to pleasant surprises and new opportunities, and it's quite likely that this day will bring him joy. Our reality is not something fixed, given once and for all. In fact, each of us creates our own layer of the world, like an artist painting on a canvas. Our thoughts are the brushes with which we create this picture. What is the power of thought? It doesn't just reflect what is, but also shapes what will be. Our beliefs, expectations, fears. All of this becomes material for creating our reality. If we believe that all the good things have already been taken, then that's how it will be. The world will give us proof of this belief. And if we believe in our luck, that the world is full of possibilities, then these possibilities will begin to appear on our path, as if by magic. In psychology, this is called a self-fulfilling prophecy. But the most important thing is that we are not just passive observers. We have one real freedom, the freedom of choice. We can change our reality by changing our attitude towards it. If you've always thought that life is a struggle, that you need to fight for your place in the sun, try another thought. What if the world is a friendly place that wants to help me? You'll see how, as if by magic, circumstances around you will begin to change for the better. It's like a game where we choose the rules ourselves. The world, like a kind mirror, reflects our expectations, and everyone gets what they order, consciously or not. That's why it's so important to consciously shape your attitude towards the world. This doesn't mean putting on rose-colored glasses and ignoring problems. It's about learning to see the good even in difficult situations. All situations are necessary for something, and nothing is accidental. Therefore, focus not on problems, but trust the world. And then you'll see how the world around you begins to change along with you. Second mirror principle. Unity of soul and mind accelerates the fulfillment of desires. This principle will teach you how to quickly materialize what you desire. Imagine you have 2 magic mirrors, one in your soul, the other in your mind. When the reflections in these mirrors align, a powerful force capable of manifesting your desires emerges. This is unified intention. More often, the picture is quite different. The soul aspires to one thing, while the mind dictates another. For example, the soul yearns for love, but the mind whispers, "You don't have money for this. It's unrealistic." As a result, instead of a clear image of what we desire, we get a blurry picture full of contradictions. It's no wonder that in such conditions, desires rarely come true. However, when it comes to dislike, fear, or hatred, the soul and mind easily achieve unity. In such cases, both mirrors form a clear, powerful image that, unfortunately, attracts into our lives exactly what we don't want. In transurfing, this phenomenon is described by the principle of unity of soul and mind. When deep aspirations harmoniously coincide with thoughts and actions, A special force emerges, external intention, capable of materializing what is desired. But if the mind, based on fears, doubts, or others' beliefs, blocks the impulses of the soul, the thought image becomes blurry and weak. As a result, you might spend years going in the wrong direction, pursuing what you don't really need, and not understanding why you're unhappy. Remember a situation when you went against yourself, trying to meet others' expectations, choosing an unloved profession, committing to an unsuitable partner, or giving up on a cherished dream. Most likely, this didn't satisfy your true needs. Now recall moments when you acted from your soul, when your actions filled you with joy and inspiration. Perhaps you changed your field of work, went on a journey, or started creating art. Most likely this resulted in joy, fulfillment of desire, and a sense of happiness. The words of psychologist Abraham Maslow perfectly illustrate this principle. A person must be what they can be. They must be true to their nature, committed to their inner comfort. Study your true desires and analyze your feelings. Find out who you can be without looking back at others. This is the very path to self-realization and fulfillment of dreams. The third mirror principle. The world reflects your thoughts with a delay. Imagine planting a seed of a beautiful flower, watering it, providing sunlight, and eagerly waiting for the first sprouts. A day passes, then two, a week, but no shoot appears. Disappointment and doubt creep in. What if it doesn't work? Maybe the seed was bad, or did I do something wrong? Sounds familiar? We love instant results. Press a button, get a result, say a word, get an answer. But some things in the world take time, and the realization of our desires is one of them. The third mirror principle states that there's always a time delay between changing our mindset and its manifestation in reality. Remember learning to ride a bicycle? Falls, bumps, tears. Many gave up, deciding it was too difficult. But those who persevered, who kept practicing despite everything, eventually experienced indescribable joy when they managed to ride a few meters without falling. That's why it's so important not to give up if you don't see instant results. Continue working on your mental image, nourish it with positive emotions, believe in success, and then your desires will certainly materialize in your reality. You just need to be patient and not give up halfway. By the way, besides specific achievements, you can create a pleasant atmosphere in your layer of the world, make it welcoming and responsive to your requests. Imagine wanting to see your reflection in an old, tarnished mirror. It would be blurry, unclear, wouldn't it? But if the mirror is new, clean, and even gold-plated like Venetian mirrors of old times, the reflection will be bright, clear, beautiful. The same goes for our inner world. We can coat it with gold of positive affirmations to make it more attractive to desired events. And here I want to share a very powerful affirmation with you. My world takes care of me. Everything is going as it should. Repeat it regularly, especially during favorable or unfavorable events, and you'll see how the world begins to reflect your new attitude, throwing up more and more evidence of its care. And then, with systematic work on your attitude toward the world, a wave of luck awaits you. Your life will be filled with joy, harmony, and abundance because you've learned to see the world not as an enemy, but as a friend and ally. The fourth mirror principle. The world equally reflects both positive and negative energy coming from you. You choose what to transmit to the world. Many of us have noticed how negative thoughts seem to attract troubles. If we constantly think about our problems, fears, and shortcomings, the world will keep providing us with new confirmations of these negative beliefs. This is the paradox of unwanting. We often get what we don't want because we invest too much energy into not wanting it. Remember, circumstances don't determine our attitude. Our attitude determines circumstances. The key to managing reality lies in changing our internal image, our worldview. Therefore, the fourth mirror principle states, the world doesn't distinguish between positive and negative. It impartially reflects everything you transmit, energize, and make significant. And as a result, you attract these things into your life. That's why it's so important to learn to control your thoughts, directing your focus of attention to desired events and images. Instead of, I don't want to be sick, tell yourself, I am healthy and full of energy. Instead of, I'm afraid of being late, repeat, I always have enough time. Remember, the world is your mirror and only you decide what your reflection will be. The fifth mirror principle: always think about what you want, not what you don't want. Remember how trying to get rid of an unwanted habit, you constantly thought about it, fought with yourself, and this only strengthened its power over you? And have you ever been so inspired by a new goal that you clearly saw the end result, and you didn't even notice how easily and naturally your actions and habits change? This is the power of focus. Imagine approaching a mirror not to see your flaws once again, but to find something good in yourself, to notice the positive changes that have already begun to happen. This is the technique of peeking in the mirror. It helps us to anchor a new positive image of ourselves and the world in our subconscious. Of course, reality won't change instantly. Don't be surprised if you return to old reactions. Keep focusing on what you desire. 1. Create a positive mood for yourself. 2. Repeat affirmations. 3. Watch positive movies and TV series. 4. Listen to inspiring music. As Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Instead of spending energy fighting unwanted thoughts and circumstances, direct it towards creating an attractive image of the desired future in your mind. Visualize it, feel the emotions associated with achieving it, and allow the world to find the shortest paths to your goal on its own. We'll discuss this in the next principle. The sixth mirror principle. After setting your goal, trust the world to help you achieve what you desire in a way that's favorable to you. Many think that to achieve a goal, you only need to act. But we gain real control over a situation only when we give up this control, when we stop clinging to our script and trust the flow of life. This is the paradox of the sixth principle. The more we try to control the world, the less it yields to our control. But when we loosen our grip, when we stop resisting the flow of options, then the world itself begins to help us. After defining your goal, allow the world to help you achieve it. We often cling to our plans, ideas, and beliefs, afraid to let them go. But life is constant movement, change, and transformation. And if we're not ready to change with it, we risk staying in shallow waters while real life flows in a rich stream of possibilities. Remember how, when you went to an unfamiliar place without a map or plan, you met people who showed you the way. How random events brought you to the right place at the right time. And have you ever tried to over-control a situation, attempting to calculate everything in advance, only to face unforeseen circumstances that destroyed all your plans? This life shows us that we can let go of the situation and trust the caring world. Of course, this doesn't mean floating downstream with folded arms. Your task is to determine the direction and take the first step. Then be attentive to the signs that the world sends you and flexibly respond to changing circumstances. Remember that you are not alone in this universe. There is a higher power that is always ready to help you if you allow it to do so. Trust the natural course of things, and you will see how the path to your goal becomes much easier and more enjoyable. The seventh mirror principle. Every event has two paths, favorable or unfavorable. A positive attitude towards events leads you along the favorable path. Imagine receiving a gift wrapped in dirty gray paper or newspaper. Some might disappointedly set it aside, deciding there's nothing interesting inside. But it's entirely possible that something valuable and desirable is hidden beneath the unattractive packaging. We're so used to clinging to our ideas about how things should be that we see the world in a distorted light. We turn potential good into a problem, like a capricious child who cries when given a sweet apple instead of candy. The world is a neutral mirror that reflects our attitude towards it. If we see it as hostile, it responds in kind. But if we choose a positive outlook, the world reciprocates. This is the essence of the seventh mirror principle. Always perceive any event as positive. Even if an event seems unpleasant, it may bring benefits in the future. Repeat, everything is going as it should. The world always takes care of me. Recall the Chinese parable about the farmer whose horse ran away. The neighbors sympathized, saying, "What a misfortune." But the farmer replied, "Who knows if it's a misfortune or a blessing?" Indeed, a few days later, the horse returned, bringing a herd of wild horses. The neighbors rejoiced. "What luck!" But the farmer again said, "Who knows if it's luck or misfortune?" And again he was right, because his son, trying to tame a wild horse, fell and broke his leg. The neighbors came to sympathize again, But the farmer was unperturbed. Who knows if it's a misfortune or a blessing? And again he was right, because after some time recruiters came to their village, taking all the young men into the army, but they didn't take the farmer's son because he had a broken leg. This parable clearly demonstrates that we choose how to interpret events and circumstances. We can see misfortunes and calamities in everything, or we can choose a positive outlook and see good in everything. This doesn't mean closing our eyes to reality or refusing to take active steps, but we should act not out of fear and resistance, but out of trust and love for the world. We are not pawns in someone else's game. We are the creators of our reality. We shape our world with our thoughts and attitudes. And as soon as we begin to see the world in a positive light, believing that everything works for our benefit, our life begins to change for the better. The process of changing reality using mirror principles can be described as follows. 1. First, we clean our mirror of the dust of fears, doubts, and limiting beliefs. 2. Then we create a clear image of what we desire in it, the reality we want to live in. 3. We keep this image in focus, filling it with the energy of faith and gratitude. 4. Gradually, step by step, the world begins to reflect our new reality back to us. This process occurs inevitably if we act consistently and persistently. Each of us is like an alchemist, able to turn our life into gold. And the mirror principles are the very formula that helps us accomplish this. Therefore, with the help of mirror principles, you can exit any negative scenario to begin creating a reality filled with joy, happiness, and success. Right now, I'm going to share with you a step-by-step practice for exiting a negative scenario. As soon as you apply it, your life will change dramatically in the next year or two. So let's begin. Step 1. Awakening awareness. 1. Start by carefully observing your thoughts and feelings. 2. Imagine that you're a scientist exploring the uncharted territory of your inner world. 3. If you're just starting your journey to self-discovery, start an emotions journal. 4th, note not only your thoughts but also the feelings they evoke, as well as the situations that provoke them. 5. Which thoughts cause you anxiety, irritation, sadness? What makes you feel depressed and powerless? 6. To tune yourself to the wave of awareness, dedicate 5 minutes a day to meditation. Find your favorite spot. Take a comfortable position. Focus on your breathing. Observe how air enters and slowly leaves your lungs. Make your exhale longer than your inhale. Repeat, I see myself. I see reality. Step 2. Drawing a picture of desired reality. 1. Now it's time to look inside and ask yourself, what do I really want? How do I want to live? 2. Don't limit yourself with expectations. Allow yourself to dream boldly and freely. 3. Imagine yourself as an artist creating a masterpiece of your life. Where do you want to be? How do you want to feel? Who is around you? What are you doing? What sounds, smells, colors surround you? 4. Feel this picture with all your senses. Fill it with vivid details and emotions. 5. This picture will become your beacon, guiding you to a new life. 6. To clarify your desires, use the practice, How I Really Want to Live. It's described in detail in my Telegram channel. This practice will help you realize your true dreams and aspirations. Step 3. Programming the mind for success with affirmations. Now that you clearly know what you want, it's time to tune your mind for success. 2. For this, we'll use affirmations, positive statements that reflect your desires and goals. 3. Create your own affirmations that resonate with your true aspirations. 4th, formulate them in the present tense, in a positive way, as if your desire has already come true. For example, I am healthy and full of energy. I am successful in my work. I am happy in love. I live in abundance. 5. Repeat your affirmations every day in the morning and evening, as well as during the day when you need support and motivation. 6. You can record your affirmations and listen to them throughout the day. Step 4. Learning to trust and let go of control. One of the most important steps on the path to changing your reality is learning to trust the world and let go of control. 2. We're so used to clinging to our plans, worrying about unforeseen circumstances, that we forget. Life is not only what we plan, but also what happens to us on its own. 3. Allow yourself to relax, loosen your grip, and trust the flow of life. 4. Don't try to control everything. Don't be afraid to deviate from the plan. 5. Accept with gratitude everything that life brings you. 6. Remember the phrase, "My world takes care of me." Repeat it every time you face difficulties or doubts. 7. To train the skill of seeing positivity in any situation, use the reframing practice. Every time something unpleasant happens, ask yourself, what good can this situation teach me? What benefit can I extract from it? This will help you switch your focus from negative to positive. 8. Don't forget about a flexible action plan. Break your big goal into several stages and outline approximate steps you can take today to get closer to your dream. Take the first steps, and the world will help you adjust your course. Step 5. Cultivating gratitude. 1. Gratitude opens the door to abundance and happiness. 2. When we're grateful for what we had, have, and will have, we fill our inner world with positive energy that attracts even more blessings to us. 3. We begin to vibrate at a favorable frequency. 4. Every evening, write down what made you happy today, what you're grateful for. 5. Don't forget to thank yourself. Every step you take towards a better life is a manifestation of self-love. 6. Thank yourself for care and calmness. Conclusion. Changing your reality is within your power. You don't know how much time you have left, so start acting today. Dedicate time to yourself, your thoughts, and your feelings. Create an image of the desired life and fill it with the energy of gratitude. Trust the world, let go of control, and allow life to surprise you. Be grateful for everything that was, is, and will be, and don't forget to thank yourself. And then you will begin to live the way you really want to live. I've been through this journey myself, and I can say that the mirror principles really work. At the beginning of my path, I was also skeptical about all these esoteric things. But when I started applying the mirror principle in my life, I was simply amazed by the results. Things that seemed impossible to me before began to happen on their own. I met my love exactly as I dreamed, with similar desires and a worldview that expands my picture of the world. I found an occupation that I'm passionate about, not because it's prestigious. My chronic illness stopped bothering me, and I became calmer and more confident in myself. I realized that happiness is now, not later. You will succeed too if you follow the mirror principles. Share this video with those who might find it useful. Write in the comments about your impressions, about your experience. Your stories can inspire and support other people on their journey. I'm glad to see you on the path of positivity. Be healthy, loved, and happy.